Tonight, we are dissecting a moment in television history that has left industry veterans absolutely speechless. Matty Juniosa didn't just walk onto the Britain's Got Talent stage in 2026. He effectively dismantled the entire competition's infrastructure. The moment the rulebook was shredded arrived when Simon Cowell did the unthinkable. We've seen talented singers before, but never someone who forced the judges to ignore the very boundaries they spent 2 decades building. When Matty stepped up to the microphone, there was a palpable sense of skepticism in the air. That changed within 30 seconds of his rendition of Purple Rain. It wasn't just a vocal performance, it was a total sonic takeover. The shockwaves were so intense that the traditional one buzzer per judge rule was tossed out the window like it never existed. Cowell, usually the gatekeeper of logic on the panel, seemed to lose all composure, claiming that a single golden buzzer was a physical insult to the level of talent displayed. This unprecedented double validation has triggered a massive debate among fans and critics alike. Was this a genuine moment of spontaneous brilliance, or are we witnessing the start of a highly orchestrated shift in how reality TV functions? The energy in the room was described by witnesses as electric, yet unsettling, because it signaled that the old way of winning is officially dead. Matty isn't just a contestant anymore. He is a glitch in the system that the producers are now scrambling to manage as the viral numbers continue to skyrocket into the hundreds of millions. As the golden confetti was being swept off the floor, our investigative team began digging into the narrative being sold to the public. A secret past hidden in plain sight began to emerge, threatening to derail the struggling waiter storyline. While the show framed Matty as a humble server from a Glasgow cafe, the digital trail tells a vastly different story. Before he ever landed on British soil, Matty was already a seasoned veteran of the cutthroat singing circuit in Southeast Asia. We've uncovered footage of him as a top-tier finalist on Idol Philippines, where he was mentored by some of the biggest names in the industry. This wasn't some amateur finding his voice in a kitchen. This was a professional competitor with years of high-stakes experience. Rumors have surfaced that several other contestants feel sidelined, claiming that bringing in a ringer with this much seasoning is fundamentally unfair. The speculation is reaching a boiling point, with critics arguing that his waiter persona is nothing more than a carefully crafted mask designed to win the hearts of the British public. When you look at his technical precision, it becomes clear that this isn't luck, it's training. The question now haunting the 2026 season is simple. Is the audience falling for a genuine Cinderella story, or are they being played by a master of the industry who knows exactly how to manipulate the underdog trope for maximum engagement? The contrast between his humble intro and his high-gloss history is a gap that many fans are finding difficult to bridge as the competition heats up. Perhaps the most shocking element of Matty's rise isn't his voice, but his mind. Insiders are now whispering that Matty didn't just... The calculated move that fooled everyone may have been his secret weapon all along. Sources close to the production claim that Matty spent 3 years meticulously analyzing Simon Cowell's historical critiques, mapping out every note, every glance, and every song choice that has ever triggered a positive response from the music mogul. It's being called the Cowell Blueprint. By the time he walked onto that stage, he wasn't guessing. He was executing a plan with surgical precision. This level of preparation is almost unheard of in the reality space. It suggests that Matty isn't just a singer, but a high-level strategist who understood that to win BGT, you don't just perform for the audience. You perform for the ego of the man in the center chair. Some are calling it genius, while others find it exposed as a cold, clinical way to approach art. There is even talk that he adjusted his wardrobe, his speech patterns, and his emotional timing to sync up with the specific rhythms of the show's editing style. If these rumors of his superfan study habits are true, it redefines the entire concept of a talent search. He didn't wait for a door to open. He built a key that was guaranteed to fit the lock. This level of intentionality has left the other semifinalists feeling like they are playing checkers, while Matty is playing grandmaster-level chess on a global stage. Despite the strategic brilliance, there is a much heavier human element to this story that Matty has only recently begun to reveal. The high cost of a double life is a burden he carried long before the cameras started rolling. Growing up in a deeply conservative environment, Matty faced immense pressure to conform to an identity that wasn't his. He has recently hinted at the shadow years, a period where he felt forced to bury his true self just to survive socially. In past interviews, he alluded to the fact that he offed his old personality to build a facade that wouldn't invite accusations or judgment from his community. This internal conflict is what many believe fuels the raw, almost desperate nearly broke him. But as his fame grows, so does the scrutiny on those untold stories, with some wondering if his past conflicts will eventually catch up to his present success. He is a man running away from his old life while using it as fuel. As we approach the final stages of the 2026 season, the atmosphere behind the scenes is reportedly becoming toxic. Is the crown already bought, or is this just the jealousy of the defeated? New speculation has surfaced involving leaked memos suggesting that the producers had already selected Matty as the winner before the live shows even began. The theory is that the double golden buzzer was a staged event designed to create a viral inevitability that would make it impossible for anyone else to win. Critics point to the fact that Amanda Holden's second buzzer seemed almost too perfectly timed for the commercial break. There are accusations surfacing that the voting system might be skewed to favor international viewership, specifically tapping into the massive Filipino fan base to drive global numbers. While the network denies any wrongdoing, the truth is that Matty's presence has created a massive financial windfall for the show. If he wins, he becomes a global superstar that the label can immediately monetize. This has led to near constant protests on social media from fans of other acts who feel the game is rigged. The pressure on the judges to remain impartial is at an all-time high, especially as rumors of secret contracts between Matty and the production company continue to circulate in the tabloid press. Is he the greatest singer of his generation, or is he just the most profitable choice for a network that needs a massive hit? The line between talent and corporate interest has never been thinner, and the public is starting to notice the cracks. The road to the 2026 finale is now a high-speed collision course between talent and controversy. The gold confetti, or a total collapse. The world is waiting to see which one Matty Juniosa lands on. He is currently the most loved and most scrutinized man in Britain. On one hand, he represents the ultimate dream, a man who overcame personal tragedies and professional rejection to stand on the world's biggest stage. On the other hand, he has become a lightning rod for everyone who thinks reality TV has become too robotic and calculated. If he wins, it will be a historic victory that confirms his status as a musical titan. If he loses, it will be seen as a shocking rejection of the industry's attempt to manufacture a superstar. Matty himself seems unfazed by the noise, recently stating that he's already won by simply being able to speak his truth without fear. But in a world where scandals can break a career in seconds, he is walking a very thin line. The upcoming finale will not just be a test of his vocal cords, but a test of his stamina against the tidal wave of rumors and expectations. Whether you view him as a musical genius or a strategic mastermind, you cannot look away. He has successfully turned Britain's Got Talent into the Matty Juniosa show, and for better or worse, the finale is going to be the most-watched television event of the decade. As the lights dim and the final notes are sung, the question remains, will the public embrace the man, or will they reject the machine that put him there? The final chapter is about to be written, and it is guaranteed to be the most dramatic ending ever.